Hello viewers, I am Dr. Panduranga Nayak, Principal and Associate Professor, Sri Venkatramana Swami College, Bantwal. Today I am going to make a presentation on the topic Hire Purchase System, Part 1. Here the topic is partial repossession of goods. In fact, I have already finished complete repossession of goods on default by the hire purchaser. So in hire purchase system, you know there are two parties. One is hire purchaser and the other one is hire purchasee or hire purchaser rather. I'm sorry, hire purchaser and hire vendor. Hire purchaser is one who is purchasing the goods. Hire vendor is the one who is selling the goods. Okay. See, in the case of hire purchase system, ownership of goods passes on to the buyer only on the payment of last installment. But sometimes it so happens that the hire purchaser may fail to pay the installments in between. And we call that default. In that case, hire seller may take back the goods. That's called repossession of the goods. Repossession could be complete repossession or partial repossession. Now I am talking about partial repossession of goods. In this case, on default by the hire purchaser, in the payment of any installment, the hire seller can repossess a part of the goods and leave the remaining part with the hire purchaser. Supposing, say 5 machines have been sold to the buyer, hire purchaser I mean. And in case there is default after paying 1 or 2 installments, the seller may take back not all the machines. He may take back just for example 3 machines and he may allow the buyer to retain 2 machines. So this is a case of partial repossession of the goods. In the case of complete repossession, all the machines or whatever goods that has been sold to the hire purchaser will be taken back. But here only part of the goods sold by the hire seller to the hire buyer or hire purchaser will be taken back. Okay, now let us see the journal entries to be recorded in the books of hire purchaser as well as in the books of hire seller. First, we'll take up the entries in the books of hire purchaser. Till the date of default, usual entries are passed in the books of hire purchaser. That is, at the beginning, asset account debtor to hire vendor's account or hire seller's account with cash price. Then for making the down payment, hire seller or hire vendor's account debtor to bank. These are the 2 entries at the beginning. And at the end of the year, okay, for interest due, interest account debtor to hire vendors. And then once installment is paid, installment seller's account debtor to bank. Then once the year is completed, you have to charge depreciation account debtor to asset account, and then transferring interest account as well as depreciation account to profit and loss account. These are the normal entries that are recorded every year. Of course, first 2 entries at the beginning, that is only at the time of agreement, that is asset account debtor to hire vendor's account, and for making the down payment, hire vendor's account debtor to bank. Okay, now let us see how the transactions are recorded here. In case of default, in the year of default, all the normal entries are passed except the entry for making the payment of installment. When you fail to pay the installment, the hire seller will take back part of the goods. And what entry how to make? In that occasion, the goods will be valued by the hire seller and then entry is being recorded. So for taking over the part of the goods at the agreed value, the entry is hire vendor's account debtor or hire seller's account debtor to asset account. Then hire seller's account will be balanced. The balance should be carried forward, because in the case of complete repossession, hire seller's account will be closed. Asset account will be closed. But here it is not like that. Here, since only part of the assets which have been purchased, only few of the or a part of the assets will be taken back, and therefore remaining assets will be there with the seller. Therefore the account will not be closed. So hire seller's account will be there. So it will be balanced, and the balance should be carried forward. After crediting the asset account with the agreed value of the part of the assets taken over by the seller, the value of the remaining part of the asset left with the hire purchaser should be recorded in the asset account as by balance carried down. And this balance should be carried forward. The value of the asset left with the hire purchaser should be calculated by providing normal rate of depreciation charged by the hire purchaser. After entering the value of the part of the asset left with the hire purchaser by balance carried down on the credit side of the asset account, the balancing figure in the asset account, that is either profit or loss, should be transferred to profit and loss account. Okay, let me again briefly sum up. When there is partial repossession of the goods by the hire seller, the vendor's account will not be closed. Vendor's account will be closed if all the assets are taken over. But here all the assets are not taken over by the vendor. Therefore, account cannot be closed. Anyway, for taking over part of the assets which have been sold by us, supplied by the hire vendor, you have to value those goods taken over, and then entry should be passed. Hire vendor's account debtor to asset account. Then hire seller's account or hire vendor's account should be balanced, and the balance should be carried forward. And this entry also will be recorded in asset account, because see, hire vendor's account into asset account. So asset account is credited by hire vendor's account or hire seller's account. This entry has to be recorded in in asset account also. After crediting the asset account with the agreed value of the part of the assets taken over by the hire seller, this entry, giving effect to this entry, the value of the remaining part of the assets left with the hire purchaser should be recorded in the asset account as by balance carried down. Supposing 5 machines have been sold to you under hire purchase system. So 3 assets are taken over. In that case, you are left with 2 assets. So they are to be recorded as balance, and therefore balance carried down in the asset account. And then that should be valued in the normal way. So this balance should be carried forward. The value of the asset left with the hire purchaser should be calculated by providing normal rate of depreciation charged by the hire purchaser. After entering the value of the part of the asset left with the hire purchaser as by balance carried down on the credit side of the asset account, the balancing figure in the asset account should be transferred to profit and loss account. Balancing figure could be either profit or loss. So this should be transferred to profit and loss account. So these are the entries to be recorded in the books of hire purchaser. Now we will move on to the books of hire seller. Till the date of default and repossession, usual entries are passed. Then, as part of the goods has been repossessed, he should not close the hire purchaser's account. Instead, he should pass an entry for the value of the goods repossessed by him. Okay. In the first year, normal entry, and in subsequent years, normal entries are passed till there is default. And in the year of default, all normal entries are passed except for receiving the installment. Okay. Now for repossessing the part of the goods sold by the hire seller to the buyer, this entry is passed. Actually, in the case of hire purchase system, what is sold by the hire seller to the hire purchaser, that is goods for the hire seller, whereas that is asset for the hire purchaser. For the hire purchaser, that will be asset, whereas for the hire seller, that will be goods. So here, the entry for taking over part of the goods sold, repossess stock account debtor to hire purchaser's account. Repossess stock account debtor to hire purchaser's account. Then the hire purchaser's account should be balanced and the balance should be carried forward. If any expenses are incurred on repairing the repossessed goods, repossessed stock account will be debited with the amount of expenses incurred on repairing the repossessed goods. Then bank account will be credited. In case there are no other transactions relating to the repossessed stock, the repossessed stock account should be balanced and the balance should be carried forward. In case of sale of repossessed goods, bank account should be debited and repossessed stock account should be credited. And if there is any profit or loss, that should be transferred to profit and loss account. For example, if there is profit on repossession of the goods, repossessed stock account added to profit and loss account. Then, in case there is a loss, then profit and loss account should be debited and repossessed stock account will be credited. Okay, this is about in brief what are the transactions to be recorded in the books of hire purchaser and hire seller or hire vendor. We'll take up the problem. With the help of that, you will be understand very clearly how these transactions are recorded in the books of hire purchaser and hire vendor. Mrs. Rai and Alva purchased from Souza Motor Company. So Mrs. Rai and Alva, they are the hire purchasers, and Souza Motor Company is the hire seller or hire vendor. So 3 trucks were purchased costing rupees 1 lakh each. So this word each is very, very important. So for each truck, they have paid 1 lakh each. That means for 3 trucks, they have paid 3 lakh. And this hire purchase agreement was entered into on 1st January 2017. Payment was to be made as follows. That is 60,000 down. Down means down payment, that is initial payment. Down 60,000 down in all, not for each truck. For all the truck together, it is 60,000. The balance in 3 equal installments, annual installments with interest at 9% per annum. That means 1 lakh into 3 lakh, 3 lakh minus 60. So 2 lakh 40,000, 2 lakh 40,000 divided by 3. So that comes to 80,000. Messrs. Rai and Alva write off depreciation at 20% on diminishing balance. This is the normal rate of depreciation being charged. They paid the first installment, that is on 31st 12/2017, but could not pay the next. Souza Motor Company agreed to leave 1 truck with Messrs. Messrs. Rai and Alva, and Rai and Alva, adjusting the value of the other 2 trucks against the amount due. The trucks were valued on the basis of 30% depreciation per annum on the written down value. See, normal rate of depreciation is 20%. Whereas while valuing the assets taken over, they charge depreciation at the rate of 30% and then arrive at the value at the time of repossession of these trucks. So, 1 truck was left with Messrs. Rai and Alva, whereas 2 trucks are taken over by Souza Motor Company. I hope you have understood the entire problem. Now let us see how they are being recorded. So first entry is asset account debtor to hire seller's account or hire vendor's account. So asset is truck here, truck's account debtor. 2 is hire vendor's Souza Motor Company account. Here you have to record cash price of the asset, 1 lakh into 3, so that comes to 3 lakh. Next one is actually for making down payment. We'll take up Souza Motors account later on. At the end of the year, depreciation is charged. So depreciation, normal depreciation is at the rate of 20%. So 20% on 3 lakh, that comes to 60,000. Therefore, balance carried down is 2,40,000. Alright, now next year beginning, that is on 1/1/2018, to balance brought down 2,40,000. And depreciation is on written down value basis. So 2,40,000 into 20% on this is the written down value. So 20%, so 48,000. And I told you next installment was not paid by Messrs. Rai and Alva, and therefore that is taken over by Souza Motor. And the agreed value when they took over 2 trucks was 98,000. Now how you got this value? Just see here, value of 2 trucks repossessed by Souza Motor Company Limited. So price of 2 trucks, 1 lakh each. So 2 trucks were taken over, therefore 1 lakh into 2 lakh. Depreciation on 2 trucks, say normal depreciation is 20%, but here it is being charged at 30% for revaluation, and therefore 30% is charged on 2 lakh, therefore that comes to 60,000. So written down value is 1,40,000. On 1,40,000, for the next year you are charging depreciation 2018, so that comes to on 1,40,000 at the rate of 30%, that comes to 42,000. Thus agreed value of 2 trucks is 98,000. So this is recorded here, yes, by Souza Motor Company account. In other words, Souza Motor Company account debtor to asset account, that is the entry. So when you record here, that will be by Souza Motor Company account with the agreed value of 2 trucks, 98,000. Now you can write the value of asset left with you. Say 2 trucks were taken back, but 1 truck is left with you. So that should be valued. That should be valued by charging normal depreciation. So it is like this. Cash price of the truck, 1 truck into 1 lakh, so 1 lakh only. Depreciation at normal rate of depreciation, that is 20%. For 2017, that comes to 20,000. So written down value is 80,000 at the end of the year. And at the beginning of the year, it will be same value. On that, again for 2018, 20% depreciation is levied. That comes to 16,000. So 64,000 rupees are the value of 1 truck left with a hire purchaser. So that will be recorded as by balance carried down. So by balance carried down. Next year it will appear as to balance brought down, because you cannot close this account, because still 1 truck is with you and there is continuation of a relationship between you and the hire seller. Now you see, when you record all these entries, then there will be some difference in the credit side, and that is nothing but profit and loss account. Loss on asset repossessed. The hire purchaser is going to incur some losses on account of repossession of 2 trucks by the hire seller. So the balancing figure is 30,000. So 30,000 is the balancing figure here. So this can also be calculated in a different way. Instead of calculating the balancing figure, you can calculate separately by providing you working note. Just see here. It's not necessary that you have to go for this calculation. The balancing figure is automatically you arrive at, and therefore you can get the value. But you can go for recheck. For example, price of the 2 trucks 1 lakh into 2, so 2 lakh. Depreciation at normal rate, so 20%, so 40,000. On the written down value for 2018, okay, 20% depreciation, 32,000. So 1,28,000 is the value by charging normal depreciation on the date of repossession of the two trucks. So 1,28,000 is the value at the time of repossession of the trucks by charging normal rate of depreciation. But agreed value of repossession is 98,000. See, just here you have calculated already. So 98,000, and therefore there is a difference of 30,000. So 30,000 is the loss incurred by the hire purchaser on repossession of the two trucks by the hire vendor. So 30,000 you get here. So that is a balancing figure here. Or alternatively, you can calculate that by giving a working note. Well, that's about asset account, that is truck account. Now we'll consider the hire seller's account. Actually, entries are recorded simultaneously. Yes. So first entry, asset account debtor to hire vendor's account. Asset here is trucks. So hire vendors, that is Souza Motor Company, is credited by trucks account. So 3 lakh. 1 lakh into 3 trucks, 3 lakh. And you make a down payment 60,000 altogether for all the 3 trucks. So 60,000. This is the entry for down payment. Okay, then you have to calculate the interest. Interest calculation can be made separately by providing a working note, or here only you can calculate the interest. For example, 3 lakh minus down payment 60,000, you will get outstanding cash price at the beginning of first year, 2,40,000. On that you calculate 9% interest. So hire vendors charge 9% interest. Therefore, on this it will be 21,600. Now at the end of the year, so entries interest account debtor to hire vendors account or Souza Motors Company account. So it is credited by interest account. And then you will make the payment of the installment, and it is 80,000 plus interest. Actually, 1 lakh is the cash price of each machine. It's not the installment price. So part of the cash price is, say, 3 lakh minus 60,000 down payment. So 2,40,000 is the balance of cash price, and that is paid in 3 installments. And therefore value of each installment towards cash price is 80,000. So 80,000 plus interest for the first installment, that's 21,600. So 21,600 plus 80,000, that comes to 1,01,600. Yes, then you have to balance the account. Balance is 1,60,000, and that will be brought down 1,10,000 at the beginning of next year. Then interest calculation is very simple. On this value only, 1,60,000 into 9%. But in the first year there is down payment. So from the value of the asset, that is 3 lakh, you have to deduct the down payment, and on the remaining value you have to calculate the interest. But second year onwards, it is on the opening balance. So 1,60,000 into 9%, you will get 14,400. And you will make the second installment. You will pay the second installment. So 98,000 is, second installment is not paid. There is a default. And agreed value of 2 trucks taken over by Souza Motors, it is 98,000. So you already calculated that earlier. Just here. See, 98,000. This is the agreed value of 2 trucks repossessed by the hire vendors. Okay. If you pay the installment, actually Souza Motors account to bank. But here you are not paid the installment, and consequently 2 trucks were taken over by them, and therefore to trucks account. So the balance will be transferred to trucks account. Agreed value is transferred to trucks account. As a result, balance in Souza Motors account is 76,400. Still, this much of amount is payable to Souza Motors account because 1 truck is left with you. Okay, that's about Souza Motors account. Now, interest account. First year installment interest is 21,600. So interest account debtor to Souza Motor Company Limited. Already have ascertained that in the previous case here. It is recorded here. Souza Motors Company Limited account is created by interest account 21,600. Same entry is posted here. So interest account debtor to Souza Motor Company Limited account 21,600. And at the end of the accounting year, that will be transferred to profit and loss account. So this account is closed. This is a nominal account. Nominal accounts are closed at the end of the year, whereas personal and real accounts are balanced at the end of the year. Then for the second year 2018, again interest is 14,400, and at the end of the year that is being transferred to profit and loss account. Thereby interest account is closed for the second year also. Now depreciation account. First year depreciation is 60,000. This is on cash price on 3 lakh at the rate of 20%. So 60,000 already you have calculated in trucks account, and at the end it is transferred to profit and loss account. Then for the next year also depreciation is on the written down value, so that comes to 48,000 rupees, and that will be closed by transferring that to profit and loss account. So this account is also being closed. So these are the entries recorded in the books of these are the ledger accounts opened in the books of Alva and Souza, Alva and Rai, and this is how the transactions are recorded. Now we'll move on to the books of Souza Motor Company Limited account. In their book, you're opening hire purchases account as well as interest account, and then repossessed stock account. Okay, so we'll open Messrs. Rai and Alva's account. Messrs. Rai and Alva's account debtor to higher sales account. It is normally when you sell the goods, the entry will be if it is a credit sales, a buyer's account debtor to sales account. But here, since it is higher purchase sale, we'll record here as higher sales. So at the beginning of 1/1/2017, you are selling the goods on higher purchase system. So Messrs. Rai and Alva's account to sales account with 3 lakh. Of course, you are receiving the down payment of 60,000. Therefore, bank account debtor to Messrs. Rai and Alva. So by bank account 60,000. Then at the end of the year, interest is due. So the entry will be, interest is receivable from Messrs. Rai and Alva. Therefore, you debit them Messrs. Rai and Alva's account debtor to interest account. Here interest is an income for us. For the higher vendors or higher sellers, interest is an income. Therefore, it should be credited to interest account. Whereas for the buyer, it is debit. Alright, now you are receiving the first installment. So bank account debtor to Messrs. Rai and Alva. So Messrs. Rai and Alva account is credited by bank. So 1,01,600, that is 80,000 plus 21,600 interest. So together it is 1,01,600. By balance carried on 1,60,000. In the higher purchases book, all these entries will be there in the left hand side, and all these debits are there in the credit side. That you can observe, compare that, and you can find out. Then for the second year, to balance brought down, it should be brought down, 1,60,000. Then yes, 2 trucks are taken over by Souza Motors at an agreed value, and agreed value is 98,000 rupees. Before that, interest is charged, and that is 14,400. So the balancing figure is 76,400, because this is the value of 1 truck. So in the higher purchases book also, there will be 2 balance carried down 76,400. Whereas here it is by balance carried on 76,400. This should be brought down instead of carried down. Okay, subject to correction. Okay, that's about Messrs. Rai and Alva's account. Then interest, very simple. Here interest is credited and it is due from Messrs. Rai and Alva. Therefore, it is credited here. Interest account is credited. Interest account is an income here. Interest is an income to the hire vendors due from hire purchases. Hire purchases account is debited and interest account is credited. Then this is a nominal account. This should be closed at the end of the year. So it is transferred to profit and loss account. Thereby interest account is closed for 2017. We come to the next year. Next year interest due by Messrs. Rai and Alva is 14,400. So that's credited. Then interest account is closed by transferring the balance to profit and loss account for the year 2018. Now in the case of higher vendors, when the goods are taken over by them, then a separate account is opened that is called repossessed stock account. Okay, so when assets are taken over, the entry repossessed stock account data to Messrs. Rai and Alva. So you get the goods, for example 2 trucks you are going to take over. So debit what comes in, so repossessed stock account data being a real account. Then the giver, who are the givers? So Messrs. Rai and Alva, so they are the givers. Messrs. Rai and Alva, their account is credited, so 98,000. This is the agreed value of 2 trucks taken over. Now if there are no other transactions like repair expenses or sale of repossessed stock, so if these subsequent transactions are not there, then that will be carried forward. In case they are sold in the same year, then instead of writing this, you will write by bank account with the selling price. And if there are any expenses incurred on repair, etc., repossessed stock account enter to bank account. And there is any profit or loss in the repossessed stock account will be transferred to profit and loss account. Of course, here you don't have any additional information regarding all these things. So you are simply carrying forward the balance 98,000 for the next year. Next year, most probably there might be sale of these stock or goods, or if there is no sale, once again next year also that will be carried forward. To balance brought down and then by balance carried down that way. Okay, that's about this problem. Now let us move on to the next problem. Mr. Gagan purchased 3 trucks costing 5 lakh each. 5 lakh into 3, 15 lakh. This agreement also ended on 1st January 2017. Payment was to be made 3 lakh down and the remainder in 3 equal annual installments together with interest at the end of each year. So 15 lakh, 5 lakh into 3, 15 lakh minus 3 lakh, so 12 lakh. This is paid in 3 equal annual installments. That is 12 lakh divided by 3, that will be 4 lakh, and 4 lakh plus interest. So a higher, installment amount is not given here. Here only cash price details are given. So installment means part of the cash price plus interest. So here 4 lakh plus interest due for the first year, that will be added, and that will be first installment. Second installment also 4 lakh plus interest for second year. Third year also 4 lakh plus interest for third year. That way you have to calculate the installment. Anyway, interest charged is rate of interest charged is 15%, and normal depreciation is 20% on written down value method. Because of financial difficulties, Mr. Gagan, after having paid down payment and first installment at the end of the first year, could not pay the second installment. Only one installment is paid. Rest of the installments are not paid. The seller agreed to leave 1 truck with the purchaser. Just like the previous problem, here also 1 truck is left with the purchaser, whereas 2 trucks were taken over by the higher vendors. And how they are valued? The repossession was done on the basis of 30% depreciation per annum on the written down value method. Just like previous problem, here also they are valued at 30% when they are taken out or repossessed. But here, after taking over, the seller spends 70,000 on repair of the asset and sells those goods for 6,20,000. So you have to find out whether there is profit or loss on repossession of the stock. Show the ledger accounts in the books of both the parties to record the above transactions, assuming the accounts closed on 31st every year. 31st December, okay, it is 31st December. Okay, first entry will be, yes, asset account debtor to hire seller's account with cash price. See, sorry, it should be 3 lakh into 5. It should be 5 lakh, sorry, it should be 5 lakh. 5 lakh into 3. 5 lakh into 3, it comes to 15 lakh. Okay, depreciation is on 15 lakh at the rate of 20%. So 3 lakh is the depreciation. As a result, 15 lakh minus 3 lakh, 12 lakh is the balance. So that will be carried down. Next year beginning, 12 lakh is the balancing figure at the beginning. It is brought down. And second year depreciation, all the entries are passed in the second year also, except for making payment of second installment. So depreciation on this written down value 12 lakh at the rate of 20%, that comes to 2,40,000. Now what is the agreed value of these two trucks taken over? For calculating the agreed value, the hire vendors charge depreciation at the rate of 30% instead of 20%. Let us see how it is being valued. See here, 5 lakh into 2 trucks taken over. Cash price of each truck is 5 lakh, 5 lakh into 2, 10 lakh. Depreciation for first year, that is 2017, at the rate of 30%, not 20%. Normal depreciation is 20%, but for valuation of 2 trucks taken over, it is valued at 20%, 30%. So 3 lakh. And written down value is 7 lakh. For the second year, again you are calculating 30% on the written down value of 7 lakh. That comes to 2,10,000. Therefore, agreed value is 4,90,000. Here only let us calculate the value of the truck left with the hire purchaser. Cash price of one truck, that is 5 lakh. That is 5 lakh into 1, 5 lakh. Depreciation at normal rate, that is 20%, that comes to 1 lakh. Remaining value is 4 lakh, that is called written down value. And for the second year, depreciation is again 20% on the written down value, so that comes to 80,000. So the value of one truck left with the buyer is 3,20,000. This is valued at a normal rate of depreciation. You must understand, the truck which is left with the hire purchaser, that is valued by charging normal rate of depreciation. Well, while 2 trucks were taken over by the hire seller, there might be profit or loss. Of course, in the asset account, you will get a balancing figure, that is either profit or loss. However, it can be calculated. I explained that in the previous problem also. You can calculate here. For example, price of 2 trucks, that is cash price 5 lakh of each truck into 2, so 10 lakh. Depreciation at normal rate for 2017, 2 lakh. So written down value is 8 lakh. And for next year, that is second year, 2018, depreciation at 20% on the written down value, that comes to 1,60,000. So written down value at the end of the year is 1,60,000. Sorry, 6,40,000. So this is as per normal depreciation. So valuation is based on normal depreciation. So if the assets are not taken over, the value would have been 6,40,000. But these 2 trucks were revalued. You find here the value agreed upon, that is 4,90,000. So compare these 2 values, 6,40,000, that is the normal valuation. 4,90,000, that is the agreed value of 2 trucks taken over by the seller. Therefore, the difference is 1,50,000 loss. So all the three things you have calculated here: 3,20,000 value of the asset left with the buyer, 1,50,000 loss on repossession, and agreed value of 2 trucks. So 4,90,000. All these three things are required here to record those things in this account. See, for taking over the assets, hire seller's account debtor to trucks account. So trucks account is created by hire seller's account. So 4,90,000. Here name of the hire seller is not given, therefore it is written hire sellers. If name is known, we could have recorded name of the hire sellers. So 4,90,000 is the agreed value of the 2 trucks taken over. Then value of 1 truck left with the buyer, it is 3,20,000. Working note is already given. Now this is the balancing figure. Loss incurred when these 2 trucks were taken over by or repossessed by the hire seller. Of course, this value can also be calculated, and I have already shown it by providing a working note. As a result, the balancing figure is 3,20,000. Next year beginning, that will be 2 balance brought down. I have not opened it for 2019 because 2 trucks were taken over in 2018 only. Okay, that's about trucks account. Now look at the hire seller's account. Hire seller's account at trucks account at hire seller's account. Therefore, hire seller's account is created by trucks account. 3 lakh into 5 lakh into 3, 15 lakh. And you are paying the initial amount, that is called down payment. Hire seller's account into bank account, 3 lakh. Okay, then interest for the first year, 15 lakh is the cash price for 3 trucks, and down payment is 3 lakh for all the 3 assets together. Therefore, remaining amount is 12 lakh. This is the outstanding cash price at the beginning of first year. Therefore, on this 12 lakh, you are calculating depreciation at 15%. And therefore, that comes to 1,80,000. Alright, next. At the end of the year, you are paying the installment. Therefore, hire seller's account debtor to bank account. So that is 4 lakh plus this 1,80,000 interest. How you got that 4 lakh? Say total value is 15 lakh, 3 lakh is down payment, and the remaining cash price is paid in 3 installment plus interest. So cash price of each installment is 12 lakh divided by 3, that comes to 4 lakh. So 4 lakh plus 1,80,000, so together 5,80,000. As a result, the balancing figure is 8 lakh. So that is carried forward here and brought down here at the beginning of 2018. And here in the second year, interest is 15%, and that is on 8 lakh. So 1,20,000 at the rate of 15% per annum. In the second year, you have not paid the installment. Therefore, 2 trucks were taken over by the hire vendors. So hire sellers or hire vendors account debtor to trucks account with the agreed value of trucks repossessed. Yes, then the balance will be carried forward. That is nothing but value of 1 truck left with you. This is the amount still payable to the hire vendors. Yes, then interest account. Interest account debtor to hire seller's account. This is the entry for interest due, and at the end of the accounting year, it is closed by transferring the balance to profit and loss account. It's a nominal account. Nominal accounts are closed at the end of the accounting year. Then second year interest is 1,20,000. Interest account is debited, debit the expenses and losses, and therefore it is due to hire sellers 1,20,000. It is credited to their account, and it is closed by transferring the balance to profit and loss account. nominal accounts are closed at the end, therefore there is no balance whatsoever. We come to depreciation, it's also a nominal account. When you charge the depreciation account is debited, and asset here, truck account, is credited. Truck account balance is reduced to the extent of depreciation, that is 3 lakh. So this is the depreciation for the first year is closed by transferring to profit and loss account. As a result, depreciation account is closed for the first year, that is 2017. Come to the second year, again depreciation charge, depreciation account to trucks account, and the depreciation account is closed by transferring the balance to profit and loss account. Alright, so this depreciation account. Now come to the hire sellers account, or hire, or rather in the books of hire sellers or hire vendors. So far we have opened the accounts in the books of hire purchasers. Now we'll open the ledger accounts in the books of hire sellers. Okay, you have to open Mr. Gagan's account, interest account, and then repossessed stock account. So first, Gagan's account debtor to higher sales. When you sell the goods, Gagan's account is debited, sales accounts are credited. I told you already, for the higher seller, these are goods, not assets, whereas for the buyer, whatever has been bought, they are assets. Okay, so to sales account, not trucks account. So to sales account, 15 lakh. Then you have received the down payment by bank, 3 lakh. Then interest is receivable from them at the end of the year. So 1,80,000 you already calculated earlier. And you are receiving the first installment, that is 4 lakh plus 1,80,000. So together 5,80,000. By balance carried down, so 8 lakh. Next year beginning, to balance brought down. Then interest due is 1,20,000. Then 2 trucks were taken over by the hire vendors, that is ourselves. So we have taken over 2 trucks. Therefore, repossessed stock account debtor to hire purchasers account, or hire, that is Gagan's account here. Hire purchaser is Gagan. So Gagan's account is created by repossessed stock account with the agreed value, that is 4,90,000. Okay, still there is a balance, 4,30,000 receivable from Gagan. So next year you are likely to receive. Alright, next one, interest account. Interest due from Gagan for first year is 1,80,000. Interest is an income here. For us it is income, for the hire purchaser that is an expense. So income is credited by Gagan's account. The entry is Gagan's account to interest account. When you post it, it will appear like this. So 1,80,000. Then that is closed by transferring to profit and loss account. Since interest account is a nominal account, that is closed at the end of the accounting year. Alright, second year interest is 1,20,000. That is closed by transferring that to profit and loss account. Yes, come to repossessed stock account. Entry is repossessed stock account debtor to Gagan's account. When the 2 trucks are taken over by, or repossessed by us, that is higher vendors, the entry is repossessed stock account debtor to Gagan's account. So 4,90,000 this is the agreed value. Alright, in this case, in this problem, you incur some expenses for repairing the goods which have been taken over. And the expenses incurred are recorded as repossessed stock account debtor to bank account. All the expenses are debited and all the incomes are credited. So repossessed stock account debtor to bank, 70,000 for incurring the expenses on repairs. Then you are selling these goods, goods for you, repossessed from the hire purchasers. There is 2 trucks and you got 6,20,000. So bank account debtor to repossessed stock account. So when you sell, you get the amount, receiver is the banker, debit the receiver, and credit what goes out, goods go out. So repossessed stock account is created by bank 6,20,000. Now you have to find out whether there is a profit or loss in repossessed stock account. So here this is the balancing figure, profit and loss account, this is the balancing figure, and you make a profit of 60,000 on repossession of these two trucks. So by this you have completed this problem also. Thank you.